So you want somebody that's about their business, that won't expect you to be home when they get there.
Maybe.
That's going to be okay with you doing whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it.
Well, yes, but like obviously if I'm in a relationship, I know I got to dial it down from what I'm doing now.
But not turn it off.
Well, I can't turn it off.
Dial it down, but not turn it off, which means you want a guy that is about their business, not expecting you to be the housewife, maiden type person. And if they see you in the club dancing the way you want to dance, or they see you out on a date with somebody, they just got to be cool with it. Would that be a perfect situation for you? You can be honest. It's just us here. Nobody else is going to see this.
You seen like what's happening with the Keke Palmer situation?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
But it's Usher though. I mean, that's different.
Why?
Because she wasn't like smashing him. She just was at the Usher show.
That's what I'm saying. She was just dancing.
Yes.
She was out dancing. That's dancing.
Yes, but you are, I think what I'm hearing you say is you want to be intimate with multiple partners and just have one kind of solid situation at home.
Not all the time. That wouldn't be like an all the time thing.
I'm not saying you want to do it every single day, but you see something you like, you go get it, no matter what situation you're in right now. Let me just ask you this question. Would this be an ideal situation for you? There's a man who has money, about their business, smart, intelligent, attractive. That's your guy. That's your person. Now, maybe y'all don't talk about it all the time, but there's an understanding that Olivia is going to do what Olivia is going to do, but she always going to bring it back home. It's all good.
Yeah, but
would that be an ideal situation?
Yes, but when I say it, like, guys get mad.
It's not about, Olivia, it's not about guys getting mad. It's about us having...
because it makes me think that it's wrong.
It's about us having an initial conversation about who you want to be and how you want to operate.
Right.
And I think you should be free to be who you want to be. And if you're trying to be somebody else, it's not going to work. Now, if you find something wrong with it, then you need to make a change.
All right, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Spotless Minds podcast. It's your host Olivia Jonelle. Here we talk about all things beauty, health, and wealth, and apparently a little bit of dating because I actually made a response video to this last week and I took it down. I took it down so quick because I was doing a reaction to the podcast I did with my mentor, David Shands, and I was talking about how I was okay with having an open relationship. And I was a little bit nervous about saying that because of all the heat that I could possibly get. And then y'all did it. Y'all gave me the heat that I was thinking that I was going to get. Maybe I manifested that. I don't know. But also, I'm so glad that I did do the episode because now I have had a chance to really look at myself and how I feel about what I said. And last week I was just like, you guys, I still don't know. But now I know. And now I'm okay with speaking with my chest about what I'm looking for in a relationship. So I took the next couple weeks and I had a few podcasts. I can't wait for you guys to listen to women who actually have had the time to study monogamy and what it is and how we ended up in marriages and how that worked. And I learned so much about the history and the context that I started to realize that in our culture, we have, the Black culture specifically, we have a way of just sexualizing everything. I mean, the music, the outfits, the girls, all of it. And we also have this like extreme other side of our culture where we're super religious, super conservative, super biblical. And then there's also obviously the girls who are in the middle. And I think I fall somewhere in between. Like, I don't love being super conservative, but also I'm not one to want to be super raunchy either. And I think that middle part, you have to start acknowledging what parts of the sexuality come from media, come from culture, come from life experiences that you may have been in that were more sexual based and not marriage minded based. And what I had to come to terms with is that I wasn't thinking really about marriage. I was thinking about a boyfriend. Like, in my next boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, I wasn't going to do it monogamously. Like, you're not even my husband. And then I started really diving deep into conversations about what marriage is, the sacredness in it. And I had to realize, like, I definitely want that. Do I believe that it's necessarily a fairy tale? No, I do believe marriage is really hard and it's not for the faint of heart, and especially monogamous ones. So I'm saying all that to say, I think that when I take the time to really dissect the traumas, the pain, that I've been through in the past, I can say that I think I would look at it totally different, but I'm not sure if monogamy is still something I would agree to on my vows, VOWS. I know how to spell it, okay? I don't know if that is something that I can say right now 100%. I'm going to say that in my vows, but what I can say is that there is a purity and sacredness that I think you should have for your marriage, just for the sake of being able to have it for a long time or a lifetime. You can't be out here in these streets, and I can admit that if I probably was married and I'm out there in the streets, I couldn't be the same level of wife that I could be if I was monogamous. I think it's one of those things that is going to take a bit more time for me to heal myself, educate myself, and dig deep into my subconscious of what I need, what I want, and also dating better. Ladies, we have to date better. I think about like my past relationships and I'm like, obviously this is why I never felt like it was fair to only be with just him. Because girl, like, and as I'm like entering into this new space, of course my options are changing, and I'm meeting these men and I'm like, you know what, like, you're someone I could see, like, I could see the monogamy thing with you. My ex had me out there hungry. I'm sad because I'm going outside and I got all these hoochie daddies trying to pay all my bills. And I'm like, oh, and then you sitting over there hating because you broke. And you like, oh, not you accepting gifts from other men. Okay, well, I'm hungry and you ain't got no money. Looking at each other, hungry, both wanting a steak. I got enough money to go get me one, but I'm looking at you like, I love you. Like, let's go to the bedroom. Ew, not.
What does 50-50 look like to you?
Poverty. All right, guys, so I'm sponsoring my own podcast today. On this channel, we talk about all things health, wealth, beauty. And so what better way to protect everything that you've been working hard towards? The healthy eating, the working out, building your wealth, building your beauty, if you're not at least going to protect it financially. Back in the day, the men were the breadwinners. So when we passed away, there really wasn't much, if we weren't married, to really be passing down. Now we are bosses. Hello. CEOs. We are actually head of households these days. And so I just want to come and remind you that there's no better time to get your life insurance than who you are today, because your health, your age, all of those things affect your prices. So if you plan on having kids in the future, if you have kids in the present, if you're protecting your family and you were to pass away today, is everything that you've been building, your legacy, protected? That's the question. If not, what better way than working with me and getting your family some life insurance? I'm the best at what I do. #1 life insurance agent. So definitely let me know. I am a broker, so I work with the top A-rated companies. So I can for sure get you the best deal in the market with the best companies, fastest payouts. Girl, I got you. Just know I got you. All right. My ex had me out there hungry, y'all. Like, and y'all really, y'all wasn't there. So, like, describing being with someone who doesn't have a lot of money, who is constantly promising you that he is going to be successful on this venture. This venture is different. This venture is going to work. It's not something I cannot relate to as an entrepreneur, that there are going to be things that just doesn't work out. But when you're dating a man who is still trying to figure out their life, even down to career, even down to stability, like, obviously the whole relationship, and I think that's with girls too. I just think that men have a way of better being leaders, and so they can kind of steer you in a direction that they want you to go with them. But our job as women is not to steer a man. You could try if you want to. I did, and it's not to say that it won't work. You could be the leader in your relationship. I'm not saying that women being leaders doesn't work. What I'm saying is, I think there's just different types of women. There's women who thrive in that, and they can. But I know I'm one of those women who are just a bit more like on the, I want to be more of the pretty one in the back that just trusts her man to handle it. Like, he got it. I already know he got it. He already on it. Like, that's what he does. That's what he do. Those relationships are so much easier for me. And like, as I'm talking, it just came up that, like, these last relationships, I was that girl who had to lead. I had to tell them what to do. And in those spaces, it felt like I was so busy craving that masculinity, that I would want to look elsewhere so that I can have that too. Like, it was like, cool, I'll stay here with you. Fine, I'll stay. But let me at least still have that masculine sometimes. Like, let me still have that, like, man that can, like, handle stuff without me having to think so hard. With you, I gotta think. With you, I gotta really put our plan together. And then for you not to listen to the plan, you ain't got no. It was about to come out. You don't have you don't have any financial stability. And I'm trying to bring us some by creating a plan that we can, like, creating a business, something big. We need to sit down and put something together. And so I would put things together for us, like, okay, let's try this. And if you're not gonna do it, and you're just say, oh, that's not for me, that's your dreams, your things, like, yo. And so, yeah, um, I had it where I was like reacting to the whole thing, listening to it. Um, but the bottom line is I have to choose better, and I have to choose someone who is the masculine figure that I can, like, really look to and be like, okay, like, I can be faithful to you. I can do that. You're more than enough for me to want to stay. I still think that I still think men are heavy on the cheating, okay? Heavy on the cheating. And I do not have much faith in men that in our whole marriage you won't. I don't have that faith. And so I can say right now, as a version that I am right now, I wouldn't leave you if you cheated on me, because I would expect that, okay? It wouldn't be a shocker. But I am okay with getting my lick back. I don't think a lot of women say that. I think the word on the street, when I hear the content, they're like, don't tell them, Daryl. Don't tell them. Pretend like you're not. But I'm not going to be one that's not going to pretend like. I think that's part of the leverage. I think that's part of the savagery, is to, like, you know, if you're going to have the right to do that, then I want my rights to do the same. And I think a lot of the conversation that is being missed the most in this topic is the fact that people get tired of having sex with the same person over and over again. As romantic as we want to say in our head that, sex with you for the rest of my life is going to be fine with me, it's not the reality. People also have sexual traumas that come back up that they don't want to for months and even years, maybe never again. Maybe I just don't even like, I used to love doing this every morning to you, and now I don't want to. Now it's just so much that I think it's reality to me says that as much as, like, I am into God, I don't think that um if that was the case, it's hard for me to say because I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know if it's one of those things that I think has to happen in the moment with me and my partner, and we'd have to sit down face to face and explain to each other, like, this is how I'm feeling, and if we couldn't resolve it or come up with a resolution that we could talk about possibly stepping out if we needed to. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I am going to be doing a lot of healing. I'm going to be doing a lot of studying. You're going to see more podcasts on this topic of monogamy and purity, and I want to dissect it. And yo, at the end of the day, the person who I pick it's more of a conversation that's going to matter between us and between us only. It really doesn't matter how I feel right here, right now. The true test is going to be in the marriage. It's going to be when it happens. And I don't know about being transparent about it online, because when Will and Jada did it, I feel like it was working. It was something that they could handle privately. We all heard the speculations of Will, of Jada before. And I think they even came out with it on Oprah. That's the first time I remember hearing about them being in an open relationship. And um when they came out about it, I remember like my mom being like, oh my God, that's crazy, right? And then everyone else around us being like, oh my gosh, like that. It was a whole thing. And then they went silent about it, never talked about it again. And then when Jada started her Red Table Talk and she came out about August, everyone captured that photo of Will looking so sad. And even him coming out and saying that, yo, like, this is what we do. We did this. We do this. I wasn't sad. I think people still equate that open marriages are just sad. But cheating and not getting caught isn't sad, or everyone knowing your man is cheating is less sad because he's still your man. I don't know. I don't know, because when you really sit down and break down this whole conversation, you realize there's so many dynamics to it, and there's so many secular, if that's the word, I'm trying to sound smart here. There's so many ways you can like break down, okay, but it makes sense if it's justified this way. Oh, it's not okay if it's just because. The reality is, when I'm in that situation, uh, would be when I would talk about it. But right now, it's all hypothetical. It's all hypo. I can sit here and say, y'all, I would only cheat, or excuse me, I would only step out on my marriage as an open marriage if da 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 da. But I don't know who my man is. I don't know what his problems are gonna be, and I don't know what he's going to be okay with at the time. He might say only if we're having problems, or only if da 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 is something that I will be okay with. He's going to have to tell me too what he's going to be okay with. And because I love him, I'm going to respect what he's okay with. And so it might be something totally different. I might meet someone uber masculine and just like never want to. And this conversation's all like laughable years from now, because I would never at the time, and I am just that way. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I'm like, reinvent yourself, girl. Reinvent yourself. When I get my marriage, I know I'm gonna have to reinvent myself. I know things are gonna have to change. I know I'm gonna have to move differently, walk differently, probably even dress a little bit. I'm wearing a little cute little crop top right now. Okay. Like, I might put more clothes on. I might be I don't know. But I want to encourage women to speak their truth, to speak what they want out of their marriage, and not feel ashamed if it's not what the church may want for you, or what your friends and family may want from you. be able to say what you want, because me being able to say this right now gets easier and easier. And now I'm able to say it to men and they're like, cool. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we both will be okay with and not offended by. And it's been the most rewarding to feel like, okay, like I can just say what I want, and not what I want, not anything I want, but I can boldly say what I know that I will require or would like, and still be able to get a man that I really love is beautiful. But also being able to be comfortable with being single is really the biggest key of it all. Friends and family around me was kind of like, well, you're by saying this online, you're ruining your chances of meeting someone who, you know, is going to be really good to you, or da 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 da, because they're going to listen to you. And I'm not going to lie, it probably is the case. It probably is some guy who saw that clip and was like, yo, never would I talk to her. Right. But I am still a firm believer in what's for you will be for you. And um, God has a way of showing you lessons right time for you to meet the people you're supposed to be with. So enjoy that single season. Okay? Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Figure out what you want. Take your time. One thing I can say is now I'm taking more time in the dating phase to just get to know you. Like, we're friends first. Like, we have to be. We have to be friends first. We have to be, because I need you to accept me for who I am 100%. 100%. 100%. I need to know you can come into a friendship relationship without trying to change me. In friendship, I can tell what you still, if you as my friend, like, oh, I love you, girl, but I'd never do that. I'm listening. I'm hearing you out. I hear you. And I take it into consideration. So guys, I'm excited for us. I love this for us. I love this for women. I love this for even men. I love that I am saying this and that I'm in this space, because I feel like a lot of men really see women as, okay, she just gonna be faithful, she gonna love me forever, and even if I cheat on her, she ain't, but she ain't. And low key in the conversation, she got her look back, sir. She did. But y'all take our kindness for weakness, and that's what happens. And we don't need to boast and brag, and we're not stupid enough to get caught either. So a lot of men just will never know. And so I'm happy that men get to hear my perspective, and hopefully when they're dating, they can take monogamy a lot more serious if that's what they want from their woman, and can say, you know what, like, if I'm gonna want this from women, I better actually stick to it to her as well. Like, because these women in this generation, baby, at least they gonna tell you. And if they don't, if they're more of a silent, I'm gonna get my lick back, at least you know that, okay, if I'm gonna be acting stupid, um but also, women can cheat, even women can cheat, and not and there not be anything wrong in the relationship either. I think I don't know, for me it had to be something wrong, but I think women have it in them to just be sexual in nature and just want to have multiple. I know women, and these were strippers. So can let me put a disclaimer. Um, if you are into dating strippers, please understand what type of stripper girlfriend you have. Um, please, because those are some of the most sexual women. Those are like women who are a little bit more promiscuous. And I have friends who love dating stripper girls, and they're okay with that because they already know. But if you're new to that, know that. Have fun with it, but know that. Okay. I think I've said all I wanted to say. I think I've gotten it all out, and I'm excited for you guys to see the upcoming episode, especially if you're into this topic too and you're trying to figure it out as well. You're like, do I trust these men? Do I not? Like, I'm excited for us to kind of I usually only have girls on the podcast too, but there's parts of me that wants to have like married couples. So I've had a couple married couples in my DM, and they're like, yo, we're doing it and it's working. This open relationship thing, it works. We have open communication, and it's something we do, and it works. And so I kind of want to have like couples on, and I kind of want to hear how that dynamic works. And I want to ask the juicy questions like, what happens when that other person too fine? What happened when that person too successful, too rich? I want to hear all the dynamics. So I think I want to start opening up my interviews to couples as well. If you would like that, let me know down in the comments. Um, and yeah, I am so grateful to have you guys here. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Until next podcast, it's been real. All right, bye guys.